Do you ever scroll through endless content feeds only to ask yourself, what am I even looking for? Or as a marketer or creator, do you feel like a robot churning out content just to please algorithms? This isn't a rant about social media, well, not entirely. Instead, it offers a solution: narrative anchoring. It's a strategy to break free from the chaos of algorithmic spiraling and create meaningful, lasting connections with your audience. And along the way, we'll explore whether technology like this is steering us in the right direction, or we'll have to decide whether or not we're going to hit algorithmic burnout. What is algorithmic spiraling? It's the endless cycle of creating content to game algorithms rather than connect with humans. It prioritizes likes, shares, and fleeting wins over meaningful relationships. And it doesn't matter the platform. Social media, when used appropriately, is a fantastic tool for connecting people to each other and to brands. And for the first time in history, brands can embody full personalities with almost no resistance between their message and their audience. It's dialogue, not monologue. All you have to do is just take a look at Wendy's on any social media platform. It's a snarky, fun, and engaging brand. With their centralized storytelling, every social media post is a reinforcement of their brand. But over the years, social media evolved, introducing influencers, content creators, boxers, politicians, and user-generated content. More meaningless personal brands than ever. The question is, at what cost? The alcohol of the internet. Social media, depending on the platform, the fermentation level varies drastically. Like whiskey, social media is an acquired taste, and like all alcohol, the difference between fun and danger can blur pretty quickly. The peer pressure of social media might not happen in a bar, but the emotional turmoil is real. Fear of missing out drives us to mimic all different trends. One week it's emojis, the next it's square images, then no emojis, then video content, then emojis again, and oh, now look, it's vertical videos while holding a lavalier microphone in your hand. It's meant to be hidden, by the way. Mine's down here, you can't see it. The pattern spirals endlessly, and since everyone, gurus and peers alike, is doing it, it must be the right thing to do. But blindly following trends dilutes your brand. It also dilutes the tactics itself, stripping it of the qualities that made it work in the first place because everyone is doing it, and to the average consumer, your content either becomes irrelevant or irritating. Or worse, it becomes invisible. So why do we keep doing it? To feed the algorithm, of course. Algorithm spiral. For marketers and creators, few phrases strike more fear than algorithm updates. You spend endless hours optimizing hashtags, titles, keywords, and content types only to have the platform change its rules overnight. If you're smart, you adapt and follow along. If you're smarter, you don't let algorithms dictate your strategy in the first place. Platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok have one goal: to keep you scrolling. And they do this by feeding you notifications, personalized content, and instant gratification. Before you know it, an hour has vanished into the void. How? Doom scrolling. It's a familiar feeling for anyone with a smartphone. Perhaps that's how you got here. For businesses, the equivalent is algorithmic spiraling, chasing short term gains such as likes and shares instead of building long term connections. Content created for algorithms rather than humans is like getting drunk, temporary and mostly unsatisfying. And eventually you look back and wonder why. Just like drunk calling your ex at 2:30 a.m. It never gets you the results you want. Surface level connections are dangerous. Trendy marketing tactics might work in the short term, but they rarely build relationships that deepen over time. Viral challenges, obnoxious hacks, and gimmicks like AI enabled toaster ovens aren't tools for creating lasting loyalty. It's like furnishing a college apartment with hand me downs and garage sale finds. Sure, it works for now, but nothing matches, everything feels temporary, and something is bound to break. Contrast that with a luxury New York City hotel where every detail from the floor to the artwork to the concierge tells a cohesive story of luxury and care. If your marketing strategy feels like that college apartment, it's time to rethink it. Escape the algorithm spiral. By unifying your brand around a shared purpose, or as I call it, narrative anchoring, you might say, we already have a mission statement and core values, and some other useless document you'll never open. But if I ask you, your employee, and your customer what your brand stands for, would I hear the same story or three different ones? Would they even be complete stories? Narrative anchoring is all about crafting a consistent, cohesive story around your brand that resonates across every touch point in all of your content. It's about replacing piecemeal tactics with a clear purpose that connects emotionally with your audience. The core principles of narrative anchoring, there's a structured process, a well-defined marketing strategy ensures consistent messaging and a seamless customer experience. Consistency. Aligning all content to a central narrative creates a unified brand identity that resonates emotionally. Direction. When strategy, tools, and execution align, the result is greater than the sum of its parts. Narrative anchoring in action. Some brands chase views and likes and vanity metrics only to end up as digital noise. Others plant the flag in a bigger story, anchoring themselves to something that's real. Let's talk about two brands that nailed it: Nike and Starbucks. Nike's Just Do It campaign wasn't about shoes. It wasn't even about sports. It was about you. Yes, you. The person who occasionally convinces themselves to wake up early and get up and go to the gym. Nike's genius wasn't in selling sneakers. Every ad, every campaign, every tear-inducing video of a kid overcoming impossible odds, just do it, ties it all together. It's consistent, it's timeless, and it's completely immune to whatever the algorithm thinks is cool this week. Nike doesn't care if TikTok wants 5-second dance clips or if Twitter is obsessed with memes. They're busy inspiring people to run marathons, climb mountains, or at least walk up that one hill without feeling like death. That's the power of anchoring your brand to a narrative instead of a hashtag. Starbucks, the third place. Starbucks didn't take over the world just by serving overpriced coffee-flavored drinks no one asked for. They did it by selling a vibe. Founder Howard Schultz had a big idea. What if Starbucks could be more than a coffee shop? What if it could be a third place between home and work? Inspired by European cafes, Schultz wanted Starbucks to be a space where people could linger, connect, and work on their screenplay while eavesdropping on someone's breakup. And it worked. Starbucks became synonymous with a cool atmosphere to go and hang out. And then there's the pumpkin spice FOMO.
The coffee that tastes like a candle. And I don't mean it tastes like a candle smells. Pumpkin spice lattes taste like a candle tastes. Don't ask me how I know that.
The soft lighting, the indie music, and the baristas who spell your name on purpose. It all reinforces the story. It's not just coffee, it's connection. But even Starbucks got lost in their branding. In the early 2000s, they got so obsessed with efficiency that they forgot their whole third place shtick. Stores started feeling more like assembly lines than hangouts, and people noticed. So Schultz came back in 2008 and said, "Hold my macchiato, we're fixing this." Starbucks doubled down on their narrative, and suddenly the third place was back. Because it turns out, people don't just want overpriced coffee, they want a place to go to when there is nowhere to go. Nike and Starbucks don't just sell stuff, they sell ideas. They anchored their brands to stories so compelling that people don't just buy their products, they buy into their worlds. Meanwhile, brands chasing viral stunts and algorithm-friendly trends burn out faster than Kevin Hart running around an office screaming, "I'm making a TikTok!"
Yo! Everybody in my office, I'm about to do a TikTok! You want to be in my TikTok, Tiff? No. Okay! Hey, y'all want to be in my TikTok? No. Yo, show me? No. Okay, I'm doing it right now! TikTok coming! TikTok coming!
That one still makes me laugh. If your brand is stuck in the spiral, you're not building relationships, you're just contributing to the noise. But when you anchor your brand to a bigger purpose, one you can fully embrace, your story becomes your superpower. With narrative anchoring, you stop creating content to appease algorithms. Instead, you tell stories that connect with humans. You know, the ones that actually want to buy your stuff, the products, and they trust your brand, and the ones that spread your message. It's how loyalty is built, and this is something that platforms can't disrupt. What story is your brand telling? And does it guide your strategy or does it react to it? If you're reading this on Medium or watching this on YouTube, you're probably aware that either way, they both have their own algorithms. Writers here on Medium are encouraged to game the algorithm with tags, timing, and engagement strategies. So let me ask you, what do you dislike most about doom scrolling and the algorithm spiral? And can we, as creators, change the direction humanity is heading with narrative anchoring? I'm Jason. Thanks for watching.